she was.
Hang on, we're live.
Okay.
Too late now. Better send it in the
We've been live
chat.
for 3.5 minutes or no?
No.
I
5 seconds.
just went live. So I pushed the button like right when you said.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi.
you can type it in the chat though, and we can see.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys. I'm just excited about a series of words that came out of my wife's mouth today that I was like, oh yeah, you're down for that? Let's fucking go. Like, cause
let's go.
I might make a move. A couple of my guys are like, I'm down, let's go. I'm down, let's go. I'm like, fucking okay, we might go.
Wow, you need to come out with these words, brother. This is sounding crazy.
I want to move to Texas.
Texas.
Why Texas?
Because it's fucking cheap and awesome.
It's not that cheap.
A little ways outside Austin sounds like a really good spot.
You should look at Stillwater, Oklahoma.
There you go. It's real cheap out there because it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Man.
Pickers there though. Yeah, but it's not that, dude. It's a college town, so it's got everything.
It does. It's so weird, dude.
I don't know, man.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's
like a little south. So, oh my God.
Well, see, the thing about Stillwater is it's literally like dead center of the country. So all the shows are like a day drive. You can make it basically to any of the coast in a day, and then cost of living's cheap. Dude, I've been looking at property. We talked about it before, how cheap it is to find spots out there. Like it was like $200,000 for 30 acres with a 7-acre lake pond on it. It's like, fuck, dude. Imagine all the fun you could have out there.
DLHGN, fucking find me a fucking building. Send me information. Find something in your neighborhood. Show me.
He was at my house 2 days ago.
What is DLH fucking GN's name? Can you change your name to your name?
Damien. Well, so he used to be on. He would watch on Facebook as Damien. He was on the way back from SQ finals, and he took a wrong turn that led that it was a big wrong turn basically, and he ended up hours out the way. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pass by New Orleans." I sent him my address. I was like, "You meant my house?" and he pulled up. Him and his lady.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's committed. That's right. Worst Fortnite stream ever. Oh, hold on. Wait. I can make the Fortnite stream better. Watch. Are you ready? Fortnite stream.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. More. There we go. Let's go.
Just need some music now, and you can start a Fortnite dance.
Right. There we go. All right.
Probably not.
I'm gonna leave it just like that.
You know what? I will tell you something though about dancing and shaking your ass. Yesterday morning, I woke up super early, and Allie and I both are, Allie teaches yoga once a week, and she's been a yoga instructor for 10 years, and I used to teach yoga 4 or 5 classes a week for a long time, but I haven't taught yoga in like 4 years. But every once in a while we go to yoga, and Allie and I have been talking about it. Like, she likes when I go with her to class. And so yesterday morning I got up super early and I was heading to the shop, and I was like, maybe we can break away for like a early morning yoga class, maybe a 9 a.m. or something. And she's like, well, the 9 a.m. today is a booty yoga class. And I'm like, what's a booty yoga class? She's like, well, you're kind of dancing a little bit and you're kind of shaking your ass a little bit, but it's very cardio. So it's probably kind of a good thing for you because, I'm doing yoga because it's fun and because my wife likes it and because it's good to do yoga along with jujitsu. Because the first yoga class that I taught it at an MMA fight school, and we called it prehab. It was like, you won't have to fucking do rehab hurting yourself if you do this. You're less likely to, right? It really helps a lot to be doing some real stretching and kind of cardio stretching and power yoga, right? You're a little more familiar with your body, and it helps. Nonetheless, I'm like, fuck it, booty yoga it is. So there I am in a room full of women, and we are literally twerking. Just fucking, I'm like, okay. this is interesting. Here we are. It was super fucking funny. I was like, all right, whatever. That's fine. It's like the instructor's like, you're doing really good. I'm all fucking, you too. Thanks. I'm like, fuck, here we are.
Oh,
She's
all
like,
right.
you too. What do you mean, you two? You watching? Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple moments where we're like, we're gonna turn this way, and then there's her butt right in front of me, and then like she's just going, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna stare. I gotta look every once in a while to know what the fuck is going on because I don't understand what we're doing. I like to see, and I really like yoga instructors that participate in the class, so I really know
the front of the class.
What?
You should go to the front of the class, and that's there's no funny to look at.
There's a mirror. And I was right next to her. So the instructor's right there. So, like she's 10 feet away from me over there, and Allie's right here. It's like turn that way, and there's like booty. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be like this.
Well, hurt my eyes.
Whether Allie's there or not, I don't want to be like staring into somebody's fucking ass like a weirdo. You're like,
how many
you gotta look for a second. You're like, wow,
her brown eye, like, oh.
Were you the only dude in there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, normally I'm pretty sure most guys are like, booty yoga, huh? I'm not going to go to that. And like, okay, cool. I probably wouldn't
go again.
I probably wouldn't go by myself. Yeah. Like, I'm going to go to the booty yoga class because we're going to twerk. Like, I mean, but
they're going to call the cops.
I like to go to yoga when there's a class available for me. I don't want to avoid certain classes, but if you're a guy that's showing up for the booty yoga class by himself, then people might be like, why do you come to the twerking booty fucking class, bro?
Right, why you ask? You know why I'm here.
Like, are you guys twerking while you're doing yoga poses? I'm a little confused.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Bro, I would throw my hip out.
Interesting.
A lot of kind of bouncing around, like a lot of it just kind of static bouncing. And so if you're doing that, you're butt shaking. So there's that.
This is so weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super weird. It was, I tell you, I had a puddle of fucking sweat on the floor around me. I was working fucking hard. It was.
Yeah, but it's just weird that you happened to go twerking. I could see it, and I want to unsee it.
It makes you smile a lot when you think about it. Look at that smile. I see the way you look at me when you think about me twerking. I see that. Look at Drew, all giggly too.
Yeah, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Oh my god! All right, Bob is gonna fucking become a twerk champ. He's gonna have his own.
Yeah, that's right. They have twerk competitions. It feels so weird. I don't even think that's very sexy at all. Actually, I don't. I think it looks kind of fucking weird. I mean, it's impressive level of coordination, but yeah.
Yeah, a little downward dog twerk. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was like anytime we were in down dog, she wanted us to kind of shake. Boom, 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 boom. Like, and like everything's fucking moving. Like, I don't know how much cake was shaking on me because my belly was probably going, but my cheeks are pretty muscular. They're real solid. I'm sure it was impressive, but yeah.
With some cakes. So, and like, how about in other news or other things besides?
No, that was the whole show. All right, guys. Good night.
Have a good one. Bro, what if we just left?
Yeah, what's going on in the car audio world? I haven't been too involved.
Car audio unified SQ finals happened over the weekend.
Okay.
Jeffrey Hall won a bunch. Go figure.
Yeah. Wonder why the guy that works the hardest and does the most testing and studying of the rules and everything else.
Weird.
No. I mean, it's crazy how he just keeps getting lucky. You would
Every
think all
year.
of that knowledge and fucking hard work and dedication and more work than anybody else puts into any of that.
It's so weird. It's like all these brands that are better than JL just keep getting their ass beat.
Well, do you think, I mean, that's kind of discrediting Jeffrey, though, at the same time, don't you think?
It is. Because he ain't shit.
Okay.
It's probably fine.
I mean, I figure it was.
No, but
Make sure.
Fuck, you know what?
no, Jeffrey could do it with whatever he had.
In my truck, so I have something.
But
do you?
And like he didn't get any of that for free. He bought all of it. So
No, I'm not saying that.
no. What I'm saying is like
The main thing is are these tied
if he
together?
felt there was better
I don't think they are. You might make
that made sense money wise, I suppose. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
feel like in a
My
certain
tournament-
way, because it's objective.
in
and you could do it
experience,
with,
So then I'm at
Almost
3.0.
anything, but anything
Like 7100 at
super
0.7
quality.
is a little aggressive.
You know what the hell you're doing, tuning wise.
Yeah.
So, like Jeffrey could do it with more expensive speakers. He could probably do it maybe with a little less expensive, but maybe not. I mean,
yeah, no, I think a lot of it has to do with, and not discrediting Jeffrey because he learned the system, but it being JL makes tuning and testing easier than any other.
You can do more testing, adjusting, and tuning.
Yep.
If you have a JL amplifier in the Max system, you can get shit done.
Not scared to
faster.
Try stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
is he? Is all of his components JL? Does he have anything else? Or it's all JL. What did he win? Did he win like the top thingy? Like
he world champion in Pro 3. No, expert. So he won the expert class. Let me go find the trophies. He won like 8 or something. I don't know.
Is there like
so there, yes, there is like it's called Triple Crown, which is, it was like the holy grail of winning. And he won the last 3 that were a thing. And they are no more now.
Triple crown.
Yeah, he got triple. The last 3, she went triple crown.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like back in the day, people would win Masters or whatever it is, or back in the 90s, you have to do everything. That's how it was. All right, let's see what we got. I ask a Pro 3 champion. I ask an expert kickoff champ. I am a Emma finals expert X limited X champ. Runner up Emma 2-seat. Runner up Emma 2-seat. Runner up Emma X limited kickoff. So 3 championships in 3 seconds.
Now with like those, I ask us worldwide too. Are those national, or are they for like? Do they compete against the other countries?
You can't. Like, there's no like direct. There's no way to like directly compare. I don't think, because you would the vehicles have to be like judged back to back, like in the same building.
Okay.
I guess they don't. They may not call it World Finals, but that's what it
says
finals. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're the best, so it's the World Finals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're the best, so it don't really matter.
Yeah. Okay.
He won Pro 3 at finals. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, and obviously, I did see one thing because I commented on a post and did some talking back and forth. It was about the ZVL thingy.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Did you see anything about the ZVL thingamabobber?
Bobby may not have. He was like offline.
Yeah. I heard a little bit about it. Andy called me and was like, "God damn it!" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Drew blocked me. He said I insulted him. I don't remember what I said. I might have called him. What did he call you?
Like 12 goddamn. Bro, imagine being that much of a fucking pussy. You can't claim up what you said.
No,
that guy. Dude, God damn.
I told him we should have him on today. I was like, we should have you on.
That's what I said too, but then Drew said that.
You lose your ability to conversate with me when you can't go a single message without trying to insult me in some capacity.
Yeah.
Now you're out. Nope. You're out.
That's okay. I get it. Fuck him if he's gonna be dumb. I mean, and Andy's fucking cool in a lot of ways, but if he starts saying dumb things and not having a real conversation. Now, here's the thing. Here's my question, and this is just like real fucking straightforward. With a ZVL, can you independently adjust the signal to each output? Okay, cool. You can't use it as a fucking goddamn.
Not as a syncing device. You can use it as a linking device as intended.
Absolutely.
Because the manual says 52 times link. It says sync once in the name. Not a great name, but
now if your amplifiers are super fucking accurate when you switch them into slave mode,
very close.
Then it'll be goddamn close or goddamn accurate, but they already have to be that way.
That's the thing. So
then it's just a line driver.
Hang on. Okay, so this is a misconception that I had, and it might be right or wrong. I don't know. You can tell me, Bob, because you make amps. So the tolerances, the issues with tolerances from amp to amp, what's it coming from? Is it coming from that preamp section, or is it coming?
You'll see more of it in the preamp section, only because it's so fucking hard to
So
turn
wait, so this is what I'm saying.
potentiometer distance. So when you switch to slave, you jump past all of that, and the likelihood of having out of whack tolerances is much higher, or much. You're much better to be in slave mode, but that doesn't make it perfect. Like
okay, that's what the ZVL.
Well, that's what
it's supposed to do, I guess.
Any
any
device
voltage
that outputs identical information, would have the same effect.
Yeah,
what the ZVL does is that instruction book walks you through it so good, it's great. But yeah, like you're saying, the biggest difference, Steve, is in the potentiometers in the preamp, but there still will be tolerances in the rest of the amplifier.
Okay, so
there's so many solder joints and little things. And
does the ZVL give you the ability to crossover settings and stuff? Or
yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So it has crossovers and a level adjustment.
So you're basically just.
It has a level adjustment on each individual component.
It's a master level.
Okay. So you can turn it up. It's a line driver. It's a fucking line driver.
Well, no, hang on. It's all it is it's a single preamp section.
Yes.
It controls all the others. And when you put any amp in the slave mode, see, I always thought the tolerances were coming from caps, coils, FETs, like.
Now, so I need to have amplifiers here.
Yes,
and
that too.
I will have them next week, but I will have amps that we can do. I will demonstrate how things get. I mean, things get so much closer that when you bypass it and use the ZVL, that you will see an improvement because humans can't set it as accurately as those tolerances are going to be.
I think.
Well, I use our fucking MDIs.
That's the way that we've been doing it. For a while, you just bypass it and you do it.
Really, that fucking started with this show when I was just building the fucking the Soulgasm, and the guy was asking about getting his amp repaired and how he had just switched it to slave mode because his regular inputs were. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking try that in the Soulgasm a week from now when we do it, and then a fucking week later, I was like, hey guys, that shit's titties. Like, and that's how the Soulgasm still is. So we've literally been doing that.
You can only.
I would bet that somebody else has done something like that along the way. They were like, quick, slave mode. We're good.
That's what it says to do.
Yeah, that's what it's for. And then you can only do it with half bridge amps, obviously. I mean, a lot of people.
So you can only fully bypass the preamp on amps that allow you to bypass the preamp. So the other part of the manual tells you how to do it for amps that won't let you. You just open the crossovers all the way up. And then you manually set gains on the amps.
Gain match it.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Raiden, we fucking gain matched the fucking Raiden, and it was like we circled through every fucking one of those amps like 15 fucking times, sweating in the sun, pissed off, and fucking okay, all right. Now how about that one again, and then that one again, and then that one. And why? How the fuck is that one different again? Because
why were they moving so much?
Because the tolerance.
We're doing it at different levels. We're going up and up and up and up and up and up.
But heat.
And we want it to be real even when it's up real high, because that's when it's real fucking
as
important.
The amps heat up differently, the potentiometers and the resistors are going to affect output differently. So again, like this is all very at that point that's nothing. But the big improvement people are seeing is from eliminating the preamp section, getting rid of the crossovers is the biggest thing. Because if your crossovers are not dead nuts accurate, there's going to be phase issues, and that's where people are seeing these massive improvements. And it makes sense why they're saying they're phase synced, because it's so much better than they've ever had. It makes sense, but that's not what it's doing. It is just a byproduct of humans suck, and potentiometers are hard to work with.
Well, I would say it wouldn't be aligning as far as. I mean, they would all be getting the same signal.
Yes.
The signal would be aligned.
Yes. But, all the inputs are linked. That's
but
exactly what it does.
The actual phase from sub number one, but way back here.
Everything that we're talking about is electrical, because the phase from subs is going to be out because there's a distance thing. Just electrically, the amps will be very, very close, much closer than a human could get them.
I would say, I mean, the ZVL, if you're running a bunch of half bridge amps and you don't do like what we're doing or using a DSP,
the ZVL is great.
I mean, I would use one. And
I never said don't use it. I use it.
No, I think that there was some. I mean, I don't know between you and Andy. He's saying it has something to do with the phase thing. That it's as far as the terminology goes, I guess.
I'm using correct terminology, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
He's not. Either he doesn't understand it or doesn't care to understand it. That's just not. DD has to put their stamp of approval on it, and so have now 3 other electrical engineers in the industry. I'm right. No way.
Well, it does align phase as far as the signal goes, but just not.
Yes. Well, that's in itself.
No, because it's giving them all the same signal.
Yes. The device itself is within.
But anything could do that. Like I have a fucking one output out of my MVI going into a fucking an RCA splitter.
Yeah.
So that would okay. Technically, that could still have phase issues because of the passive nature of the inputs of the RCAs and the amplifiers. Granted, it's minute, but if you watch LF Audio's video on it, it'll big brain move. If you do a big RCA box, you lose lows. Like if you do a passive RCA box, just random information, you lose low end signal. Like a lot.
How about your box?
Well, mine's it's active. It plugs straight into the amp. Yeah. So, what do y'all think about the SMD DS18 thing? What the hell is that?
No, yours does.
They gave him a lot of reign of what he was doing with that, and
that's what he said.
Yeah. So
I mean, to me, when you think DS18, you don't normally think great things. When you think SMD, you think good things.
I mean, there's one product, a couple products I liked of DS18s, but I haven't had experience with a lot of them. I know the whole thing with copying Bobby's boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, they did it with Steve's fucking fuse holder as well. That was where Steve was like the DS is design stolen. Fucking, but this time they paid for it. So good for all of them.
I know when they first came out with that Hoonigan or Hooligan.
Yeah, the Hooligan AK.
AK or whatever. That was a really good amp. So
they were the newest generation SNI, like DD, and I guess that's Down for Sound stuff is now some of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
They have access to a good build shop, and
I think the way Steve designed the look of the amps. I don't know how much he had to do with the internals. Maybe but they're fucking dope. I really like.
No, he said he had that he had
to approve of them based on his work in the end. So
yeah,
I think they're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. They're definitely an interesting look for sure.
They kind of look like the Phoenix Gold amps.
Little twang of Phoenix Gold in there. Yeah, I see it.
Back in the day, I fucking dig it.
That aesthetic, I have a little bit of concern of heat, but I think Steve probably did some thermal testing with it, so it's probably solved. But the board's upside down. The whole heat sinks.
That's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, wait,
the whole thing's all upside down, and I'm like, well, where the fuck's the heat gonna go? But that's the only thing that I noticed was a little bit different and a bit of a concern for me. Obviously, I talk about heat in amplifiers and all the shit I've done.
Because it's important.
Stay cold because it is like the most important thing.
Wouldn't it made more sense to just build the amp the normal way instead of making it upside down and then?
Well, I guess they wanted it upside down. It had to be upside down for the plexi to be on top.
Yeah, they have
just seen the back of the board.
They may have put forth some effort to alleviate.
Hear me out. So if you take out your amp, Bobby, you take the back plate out and you put a plexi on it.
Yeah.
It's gonna look just like Steve's, right?
Sort of. I mean, that's maybe essentially kind of what they did to some degree.
I'm saying why wouldn't they just do that versus flipping the board upside down and making the heatsink useless? Like it's still.
Well, but then with the heat sink at the bottom, I mean, it'll like if you just flip Bobby's, it'll still pull heat away, but heat is going up. Heat goes up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll know more whenever we get our hands on one.
What's kind of crazy is the way that I have found amps staying coolest is when they're. I mean, obviously, if you have one amp and it's this way, that's the ideal, right? But when you have a whole fucking bunch of amps the back of the Raiden, there was people online talking shit. Oh, that shit's going to overheat. He's going to have heat problems. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, fuck, man, these B2 amps literally have no heat sink. It's a fucking white, powder-coated, flat, very thin piece of aluminum. And I was super concerned about those amplifiers. I have never had any fucking failure, and I have never had them fucking get very hot at all. The only time I ever have them got hot was when I forgot to turn the fans. It just pulled the cold air out. I mean, pulled the hot air out when the whole back of the truck was closed. It was 104, and the amps got hot. And I was like, oh, fuck, the amps are super hot. And I was like, why are they so hot? Oh, I have to press this button right here. Boop. And then within minutes, the temperature was coming down, and then everything was fine. And I didn't have
right. Don't you have them?
They're racked like this, and there's fucking 12 of them. There's 12 4500s. They are fucking like 3/16 of an inch apart, and they're racked like this in a big fucking steel rack. And there's room for air to go from below them, through them, and up through the top. And they're back there, and even when the sun is beating on them, as long as that shit's open, it's fine. Whereas like even the Soulgasm. The fucking sun hits those fucking amps, and they're fucking hot. And they're vertical. They're not stacked over each other. When you have amps stacked over each other, like yours were in your truck before, but the only time we never even saw those get hot because you never got a chance to make them work real hard. So my amps, the Gately amps in the back of your rig, right? They were stacked over each other, but that was just the best way for those to fit.
Yeah, they had a big gap too. I mean,
it was a reasonable spacing. They were never working very hard. So we would have eventually been like, look, the top of these three is the hottest one because heat. And that's just how that shit would have gone. So, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Drew, do you know, maybe you could test this. When you push the comp mode on our amps, the kicker ones, if it completely bypasses the preamp section or if it just like defeats some of the stuff.
No,
that's awesome. You know to turn on?
Let's find out.
Because like I almost feel like I'd rather run in comp mode because dude, the fans almost I feel like they take forever to kick on when you're not in comp mode.
They're always on in comp mode.
When you're in comp mode, they just turn right on.
Oh yeah. Well, because they don't turn on.
That's all closed
So they ramp up and down with load. Unless it's hot, then they're on. They just don't get hot. Is the thing, you know what I mean?
But in comp mode, they just turn right on.
Yeah, they're always on. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna measure. No, it doesn't defeat it because I remember it opens stuff up, but we can measure it anyway because I have it here.
Because if I could put it in comp mode and then I'd rather run it that way, I think, and then have that whole preamp section completely gone. So the tolerance
I'm pretty sure it does not fully bypass it. I don't think Kicker would give that ability to the public.
Although I told you, it didn't take me long at all to set the gains for Bantam, but I did mine unloaded. Did you do yours loaded, Bobby?
I'm sorry.
I always do mine unloaded.
When you said you were setting your gains and you were doing it from level to level, was it loaded or unloaded?
Loaded.
Oh, so yeah, that's way more stressful. It's just
when we reach the point, because it's like one of those things where I put it all together and I'm like, all right, this thing is like operational, but we didn't game match yet. And it's like, okay. and John Nolte came and helped me do it. It made it a lot easier. But it was like you game match pretty low, and then we turn the whole motherfucker up a little bit. And we're like, all right, now we're up pretty high. Let's go a little further, and shit, they're a little out of whack. And you go all the way, and then let's bring it up some more. And pretty soon we're vacuuming pretty fucking high and getting all the power out of the amps and then a finalized adjustment. But it was, and then we confuse ourselves. Where did we start? What are we doing? Like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. This is the, I mean, it.
Yeah. Have you guys tested the difference in setting loaded versus unloaded?
You would see a difference.
We haven't tested it, but we have definitely.
You'll see a difference because the speakers will be giving you a different resistance.
Okay. So, will you get if you set unloaded, and then
they'll be inaccurate loaded?
Like will they still be matched?
No.
Well, then what the fuck's the point of matching gains unloaded?
But as you turn it up loaded, it'll change again.
So you should start unloaded.
making them all match
You
from a
should
starting
only,
point
you should
is
only
probably
count
easier.
on it. Only count on it unloaded. Is that what you think?
I mean, that's where I would start, and then.
And then
we're talking about a couple watts. Realistically, it doesn't really matter power wise.
And if you find something really big, you may be fine. Like, let's say you game matched them all unloaded, pretty high level. Or you're like, all right, I vacked everybody to fucking 100 or some wild shit, right? And you go, okay, there it is. We're game matched. And then you hook everything up and you start testing it, and one of them is like way down. You're like, oh, there might be something funny with that woofer. And then you start checking that shit. But if they're all relatively close, you know you're pretty fucking good. I think that's a smart way to look at it when you're doing that. That gives you an opportunity to maybe identify an issue. You know, you might even go, okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with that sub. Let's swap that load between these two amps and see if that weirdness follows an amp or a sub. Right?
Yep.
Hey, so I was swapping fuses on my block today in the truck, and I got a new lid from Steve because my other one cracked. So it was my fault.
Right.
So I put all new 500 amp fuses in there. I just went with some bigger ones, and I did my own little voltage test, before and after the fuse, and lo and behold, the voltage is exactly the same. So
that's that shit where you see the wild shit that guy fucking does, and you go, if you can see that he's clearly full of shit of something, then you can't trust the tests that he does with others. So
yeah, I don't know how much millivolts matter, but from front to back, I had it was like a 0.23 difference, and that's just from the wire, obviously, right? What else could it be from?
Yeah, from a fucking 20-foot fucking run of wire.
Yeah,
that seems realistic.
So I just bumped my voltage up a little bit up front, so it'll charge a little higher, and then by the time it gets to the back, it's my bank's actually at 15.7 or 15.6 where I want it versus 15.4 all the time.
No, Steven, I have not seen that, but it does more than that. It's just some of it they don't want known to the public.
The main thing is that voltage drops when the amp is loaded down. So if you set unloaded, you'll be running into clip when loaded.
Yeah, if your voltage comes down hard enough, that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if you have a fucking super duper fucking battery and fucking 4 alternators, you might be pretty good, like
just run an AMM per amp. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, I was running into heat issues before I was running into battery issues, but I was also clipping shit to death. I think now
death.
I think now that shit's better, I should be able to play for a lot longer.
I think you'll be good now, dude. I think you'll be able to demo for hours because there was no reason you couldn't before, and now we know, and now we got to figure it out. I was talking about the rail voltage inside the amp. That makes sense. And you can see that very clearly if you set a multi-channel amplifier. If when you turn the first channels 1 and 2 up, you'll get to a certain voltage before clipping happens, and when you turn the second set of channels up, they'll both start clipping earlier than that voltage because of voltage sag on the rails. Just random information.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then that makes me go, you need more fucking power inputs on your amplifier.
Well, I'm not talking about just every amp has a limit to where the rails can run, and if you set half the amp at the rails limit,
right?
Let me ask you about something, and this never makes sense to me. You guys maybe can clarify it. Why is a full bridge amp smaller than a half bridge amp? Like, if a full bridge amp is 2 half bridge amps bridged together inside, why is it not twice the size? Why is it half the fucking size? It makes no sense to me.
Do the thing.
Yeah. What's up, Blake? That's beyond me. I just know they are.
Basically,
right? But it makes no sense. It feels like I feel like it should be the opposite.
It's kind of the big thing. Current, and they're actually higher voltage per output than full bridge. Because you're running the full voltage out of half of the amplifier.
All right, so it's not technically like 2 half bridges strapped together.
That's just the easiest way to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the way that makes sense to most people. without
Nice.
actually diving into what's occurring inside the amplifier.
Yeah, Blake said he needs more on YouTube comment. Maybe
Yeah,
you just
no, it's a,
for a
so
second.
actually, if you go to
You want to
Kinder's,
jump on? Jump in here, Blake. Can we send him a
Yeah.
fucking link?
Yeah.
Do the thing. Come on,
So,
Blake.
and then even after this, if y'all want really good information, Joe Hobart did a video on Unmasked where he really explains everything about this, and it's a damn good video.
Which do you, man? If you could figure out which one it is, and then
So it's one of the ones where he's only been on like 2 or 3 times. It's one of the ones where he came on to talk about the technology. It was the second time he was on about the Warhorse. I'll find it and I'll post it to the Quietly Loud YouTube page later. But it's a solid hour and a half. Like it's.
I think
Yeah, it'll all get smarter. We should all do it. Everybody, that's your homework. All you people over here in the comments on the right side.
I've watched it 4 times now, I think.
Do you understand it yet?
I'm getting there. Yeah. I don't understand it well enough to explain it simply, so I don't understand it well enough.
Yeah.
That's when
I kind of have like a little bit of an idea, but if I even tried to begin to explain, it wouldn't make any fucking sense at all. Like the words
that's where I'm at
together at all. Like, yeah. Somebody way smarter than me kind of broke it down one time. Let's get him in here.
Hey,
yay!
Going
all right. Okay, so you got 17 seconds to tell us how it works.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Steve Dundare, Half Bridge SNI amps.
Yeah. So there's 2 answers to the question of why full bridge amps are smaller. The first one is that specifically Brazilian full bridge amps are that Brazilian style. They cheap out on the power supply, so they make the power. They undersize the power supply. So specifically, like the Brazilian style full bridge.
So what Joe had explained, the import tariffs in Brazil are insanely expensive. So they're being cheap because they have to be.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Yeah.
Has it? But then there is an inherent size advantage. So full bridge amplifiers, of course, it's 2 half bridge amps strapped together. And half bridge amp, the reason why all amps are 1 ohm stable is because it's cheaper to make an amplifier pass a lot of current than have it make a ton of voltage, is kind of the gist of it. Half bridge amps, when you strap 2 amps together, you cut the impedance in half. So with a half bridge amp that makes, say, 10,000 watts, it at 1 ohm, it's producing 100 volts RMS. And so it has to have 141 volt rail, volt positive rail, 141 volt negative rail. A full bridge amplifier, to achieve the same voltage differential, only needs a 71 volt positive and 71 volt negative rail. So you're using so the components only need to be able to handle half as much voltage. And with how components work, if you cut the voltage they need in half, you double the current they can pass. So you need fewer components because the current stays the same, you need fewer components to pass the same amount of current, and with that lower voltage in the output section. I don't know if that was coherent at all.
No, the last part brought it together for me. So why will more manufacturers use a full bridge? It seems like a better way to go. If you
the problem with full bridge is that and I don't fully understand this because I am not an electrical engineer. There are a lot of benefits to full bridge. For one thing, you can't strap amplifiers, which is something that a lot of people want, especially at the top competition level.
But I can tell you this: the reason you don't see a lot of bass companies is simply because people think that full bridge means bad. That's it.
Well, that is true.
How come you don't see full bridge amps like nearly as big as far as power wise?
Yes,
some of the biggest amps in the world are full bridge.
Yeah, like literally all the
the
biggest,
main
biggest
thing-
ones are.
Really? Which ones now? Am I just
Like the
Pitbull.
30K and all that. And
those
Yeah,
are all.
I mean, hell,
those are all
the
full bridge
amps
amps?
that Marius
Yeah,
has in the Loud Fiat are
Oh,
full
Yeah,
bridge.
I didn't know that.
the Pitbull, the Great White, the
Yeah, the
Crescendo
Salt 12
17K, the Salt 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically the really big Korean amps, are they just taking two of their smaller boards, strapping them together inside, and
No.
Yeah, so that well, kind of. So that's
I mean,
the
kinda, but
like
no.
the Crossfire XS 8K and 16K are the exact same size. The 8K is half bridge, the 16K is full bridge, but they're the exact same size.
I thought the 16K was like 2.25 inches wider. It's the same length.
I still don't get how they.
No,
can be-
I've packaged enough of those. They're the
Okay,
exact same size.
I could have.
I hate packaging them too because I can't use standard size boxes.
So they use just components that'll run more current, so they can run a lower voltage.
Yeah, you
use
have
less
lower rail voltages, so you can pass more current.
So
And
that's why
that
they're
lets you-
smaller because they just
but-
have less components inside.
Yes, and that's also
But
why they're cheaper.
That only gets you so far because on like the M series amplifiers, instead of making them full bridge, we just used higher end output pieces, and that the whole new generation of SNI works that way. But on the M8000, I think it's like 16 inches longer, something around there. Only like 3 inches of that is actually the amplifier. The rest of it is all power supply.
Yeah,
And so that's
give me a
where,
second.
where
I'll
I
pull
was
up a
saying
photo
earlier,
of a proper half bridge, full bridge.
Yeah, and so that's where I was saying earlier that like the main reason why the Brazilian style full bridge amps are so small is because they don't have enough power supply.
Yeah.
And so when we have a full bridge amp of our own now, the SS3000, and we did a lot of work on that. One of the big ones was massively beefed up the power supply and then did some space saving measures that also cost a little bit more to keep it the same size as other full bridge 3Ks while having a larger PCB, better components, and more components.
Yeah, I got to dive more into this. It's still a little foggy for me of why they're smaller. I mean, obviously, I get it, less components, but at some point, if you're going to make a high power amp, yeah, you have less. You're going to have to put more of these less components in there. So,
And this is what more looks like. This is
Mhm.
when you get a full bridge that costs as much as a equivalent half bridge like
Yeah.
Salt 4. It's because they're built very, very similar. And so this is the Warhorse, and it's got a pair of power supplies, and it's got as many FETs and caps as a half bridge would, just because it's built properly.
Yeah.
is the Salt 4K full bridge?
No, it's
No.
half bridge.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
the
just
only,
He's just
just
saying
bigger.
that a similar size amp at a similar price point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just using the power.
Well, I mean, the
as a-
Salt 4 is a lot bigger, but yeah.
Yeah, I was using the power.
Yes,
as an
longer, but yeah.
Yeah,
But-
like
but the
Bobby's
Salt 12
3800 or whatever. Like,
You said the 12 is a full bridge.
The
is.
Salt 12K is a full bridge, and it's the only one of the Salt line that is a full bridge.
but so most of the cheap full bridges have a single power supply section.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Warhorse
and importantly,
is split right. They're separated, and this is all power. Amplifier doesn't start till up here.
yeah, and that's where I was saying like only the last little bit is actually the amplifier. Most of it is the power supply.
Whereas
Well,
in
and that's also another thing you'll see on a lot of pretty much all of the Chinese built full bridges. You'll see they don't use toroidal transformers. They use EI core transformers, which are terrible and awful and should never be used.
this will never be.
Noisy and ugly and
It's
sound like
the-
shit,
the-
kill your lower frequencies.
Well,
all of the
No, here's the problem. EI core transformers top out at like 88%, 90% efficient, somewhere in there, which is less efficient than like some entire amplifiers.
Like
That
Warhorse.
one component is losing you more power and generating more heat than everything else combined. So that's
All
where
that
you
just to,
saw-
just to go into some subwoofers that are 1% efficient. Hell yeah.
yeah.
And which
Well,
answer?
it's, honestly, at this point, efficiency in amplifiers is less about the power it's taking from the system and more about the heat that it's generating.
What was that, Steve?
So that's where it really matters. Because I mean, Bobby, you know, if you increase the efficiency, you generate less heat, and you don't have to worry about thermals as much.
Yeah.
What was
I
that,
said
Steve?
which amps use those.
Cheap ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pretty much all
yeah.
of the
Brazilian style one.
Chinese full bridge amplifier. The Brazilian amplifiers actually typically use toroidal transformers.
Yeah,
It's the
that's what I'm talking
Chinese knockoffs of the full bridge amps that use the EI core. But
pretty sure I've seen Sound Digital and Terra with
no, you probably.
I mean,
those
I'm sure they
funky
do.
little
but
square ones in those fucking
Yeah.
things. Just like
I'm sure they do, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's mostly the Chinese I find that use them.
It's the goddamn Chinese.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
Oh, also, if anybody has any questions about the ZVL, I'm the
He's
person
here.
to ask here.
Yeah.
Why can't we have goddamn independent little fucking little leveling pots inside of
Because
there?
this
so
is
we
the
can
size of the PCB, and there's not room
make
for.
it fucking
10
bigger.
Honestly, we have
It
thought
doesn't
about doing a larger ZVL. It would be easy, just put it in a bigger.
Might as well
heatsink.
just be a fucking DSP.
What would be the benefit to having pots that you could adjust each channel though, if you want them?
Yeah,
you
that
can do
kind
that.
of like.
Yeah, that
Well,
does.
you can do
kinda
that at the
defeat
amps.
the point.
That
Yeah,
defeats the
you can
purpose.
do that at the
No, if
amps.
you have them all switched in slave mode, then
No,
you
but
can.
then you're adjusting the pots on the ZVL though. It's still pots.
Yeah.
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 Like, why would you
And
want
that is
Maybe
the thing.
electronically. So no, fuck that. I want to connect
DSP.
my phone to the fucking ZVL and tell it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
we
it-
gotta
it's
have it
just
run.
off
We gotta
amp.
run wires from each amplifier through the ZVL to measure the level, and it's gonna auto level adjust while it's
and
fucking
phase adjust
playing.
and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And I wanted to
Okay.
have an AI brain that
Yeah.
learns on the
Just
fly.
$1,000
right.
for it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I fucking sell it. I think it'd be 10 grand. I got customers who be like, yeah, I have to have that.
Yeah.
Sick. Like fucking cool. Jim would be like, I need 2 of those. Do I need more than 1 in each vehicle? I'm like, you just need 1, Jim. Be like, okay, let's go. Put a fucking thing in there. Yep.
Let's
Yeah,
see
the
what
ZVL is honestly a really nice piece, though.
No, I agree.
No, we're just
I
good.
like it.
How do you test amps loaded to gain match with battery voltage changes? When you start with 1 amp at 14.5, by the time you get to 4.5, might be
Don't do that.
Don't do full
Yeah.
power. One. Turns it
Yeah,
down.
you got to start low and work your way up. And you got to work efficiently. You can't stop and hit your cigarette and your vape and fucking drink your beer. You gotta hustle. You gotta get that shit done. Can't be fucking around voltage drop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
that's why
but
you just
what-
do low power.
Mhm.
Or you do that shit with that 10 volts when it's fucking already dead. Perfect.
Yeah, see, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Window capture.
What are we doing?
About
What are you
to put a Warhorse into comp mode, see what it does.
Oh, cool.
It's adjusting because I had one right here. Even
Yeah.
Might as well.
I
So
know
what
it's
do we
got the things laying around. Give me a second. I'm just adjusting the image.
You just make it so you can just see a little tiny bit of your face? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah.
Here's my eyeball. He's like, fucking, here's
Not-
Johnny
90%
fucking
beard.
looking at us and shit.
Here's my beard. Actually frames your beard nicely.
It does.
This is the first time we get to see your face. Usually it just looks like your face is floating. Or no, the opposite. You usually can't see your beard.
Yeah.
It's like your face is just floating.
Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing it this way.
I don't
Let me
either.
stop.
What
Let
are you
me stop.
doing, dude? What are you doing?
Let me stop being a goofy. Hold on.
I will tell you guys that I am kind of starving like I'm going to die, and I'm really hoping to wrap this up in the next, 15 minutes because I'm, my stomach's all, I'm all, oh, shit.
7 p.m. shutdown.
All right, let's see this thing on. Okay, it was on. All right, we're gonna turn. I need a screwdriver. We're gonna start unloaded, I suppose. Now we'll load it. But, yeah.
So we're all moving to fucking Stillwater. So we're like this like little fucking neighborhood and fucking car audio idiots and be like, here in the Sacramento area, there's a place in Rockland that's a pretty high end neighborhood, even though the houses are kind of small. But like if you move into it, the homeowners association, you have to agree to decorate your house for Christmas and all this shit, right? So like it's like a thing. You can't not, right?
Right.
We'd be like, you have to be okay with base cars testing to live in this fucking neighborhood. Like
you
Steve's
have
on,
to be
Steve,
over 100.
my company is shitting on them, and I'm the manager of this homeowners association, and you're not allowed to complain about base between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Yeah.
If you hear bass between those hours, enjoy.
Bro, if you actually do go to Stillwater, I would very strongly consider going out there too.
He's like, I think about it a little bit.
Like, what if we're just a couple hours south of that? It's like not that hard to be not in tornadoes.
There's no dude. The last time I talked to Jeremy and shit about this,
you
all
need
the
to go
time.
west to
It's like
avoid
the last time
tornadoes,
a tornado
south.
hit Stillwater was like 40-something years ago. It's like doesn't happen.
Sick. Fucking watch me fucking go. I'd be out there fucking twirling around, tornado fucking screaming.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And naders aren't that big of a deal. Listen, when the siren goes off, that means it's time to get out on the porch and start watching. That's what that means.
Yeah. But the chances are very slim of actually having it happen.
Once you can see it, then you go down into your storm shelter. But until then.
Yeah.
Can I just share my entire screen? Is that an option?
Well, it's
got to be, right? Yeah, entire screen. Okay, yeah.
I'll go work in the shipping department at Kicker until I can get a better position.
Starting the
high level 1 ohm. There you go. Power. We're making 9 watts. No watts. Yeah. I should probably not let these bare wires touch.
That probably wouldn't help.
Probably wouldn't be great.
I'm sure it would appreciate that.
They'll warranty it, I'm sure. It's fine. Fine, don't worry about it. All right, let's see what we got. Power. All right. So we want to see what it's doing. So periodic noise. All right, that is comp mode on, low pass all the way up, subsonic button off, I suppose. So, button 1. No, that's on. Yeah, it's on. Actually, I can make this bigger. Give me a second. So.
Okay, are you on or off right now?
Off.
Now it's off?
That is subsonic off. I said subsonic. Subsonic on.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Comp mode. Ready? Comp mode. Still on. So it does not bypass. All right. Yeah. Now let's see the low pass though. Yeah, because that was. So it doesn't bypass the
subsonic.
Yeah, if I remember right, they said it bypassed or it locked the low pass at like 250.
Let's see. All right, low pass all the way down. Yeah. So turn it off and it goes way up. Turn it on, it goes way up.
Mm-hmm. Then
so
of course locks the gain at 4 volt.
All right, so let me see. We will start. This is comp mode off, low pass all the way down, like whatever the first button is. And we turn comp mode on. It bumps up the low pass to 200, which is like all the way up. And it looks like that was not it. What button did I hit? DC turn on. And then subsonic.
Okay. So basically, it just sets them at certain points. It doesn't bypass anything.
Yeah, and if I had another one here, we could have seen how close they are to each other.
Yeah.
But comp mode off. I'm trying to subsonic all of it. Okay, so no, it doesn't bypass it. But
So there's no way to get around the tolerances of the preamps.
not in here, no. But they're going to be.
There's
Yeah.
at a certain level there's
Not to say that
you have to spend a lot of money to get resistors, capacitors, inductors that have better than 1% tolerances. So your options at that point are either to get 4 of each component in the preamp, wire them series parallel, which helps reduce tolerances, or pay a lot of money for parts that have 0.1%. 1% is about as good as you can get for anybody that's like buying car audio shit.
Yeah. I want to see how much power it can make.
At least 12 watts.
At least. What voltage we at? 14.6.
Well, where are we looking? What am I looking at? Where's the voltage?
Yeah, I was looking. You can't see the voltage.
Now we can see the voltage. Is that your 46?
No, that's the output. I was talking about the input voltage into the amp.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
That's the VAC.
Yeah. Okay, so did y'all see there where the top of the wave like dips down a little bit? It has that like peak and then dips down. That's what I was talking about with rail voltage drop inside the amplifier. So, and there's no way to get around that. When the amp is, if you unloaded the amp, you could get it to a higher voltage before it would start clipping.
Yeah, that was at 1 ohm, like loaded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How much current that was. Yeah. So
Cool.
I don't have it set up, but oh man, I will next week. We'll do a power bandwidth test on it to show y'all what a power bandwidth test looks like. That like Kicker puts all their amps through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Has anybody heard anything about this? I haven't yet.
No.
Nope.
They haven't said anything.
So we just sat at rated power for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oof.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's only 0.4% or 0.04% THD. It's chilling.
Yep.
That's crazy. When they did that nasty, kind of looked like a nasty wave, it was like 3%.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like clipping.
You fuck, man. When you're like, dude, I set it to 5% distortion, and I'm like, that's what remember was like several episodes ago, and Drew was like, this is what 1% looks like. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I drive around at 10 sometimes. Fuck.
Yeah, no. There was
Show us 1%. Show us 1.
Is it just because subs can handle like a little more distortion better than mids and highs because lower frequencies, or
for one thing, yeah, subs have big old voice coils on them, so they can handle the heat.
That's not even one. That was like point.
No, I know. Well, I know.
Is there a way to tell it to play 1% THD, or do you have to like finagle it?
1.3. Holy fuck.
Yeah, when I was testing the SS3000, I took it up to 30%.
God,
on a 1 ohm load just to make sure that it could like actually handle it.
Well, you're gonna see that shit there. People are gonna drive around like that.
But
dude.
generally, people aren't driving around with. People generally aren't driving around listening to a 40 hertz sine wave for 5 seconds on a resistive load. So
right. No, I mean,
yeah.
Depends who you are. Great ball.
The fucking SPL competitors from the fucking mid 2000s, fucking their car, like my car only plays 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn down, self.
Shit. All right, boys. Well, I'm gonna bow out. If y'all want to keep on going and talking about cool amp stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I'm starving like I'm gonna die. So
Okay.
Yeah.
This thing
So,
here. Come on.
Please
Okay,
fix
kids.
your engine
I'll see
noise.
y'all.
Why is it all me?
I'm
All right,
gonna
everybody.
stay on for a minute.
There
Then.
we
Hell
Okay,
with
you
y'all.
guys stay around. You guys have
You guys-
fun. Blake,
guys-
thanks for
Later.
jumping on with us. All right, guys. Love you. Bye. Fix your engine noise. Be nice to people.
Bye.
Later.
I. All right.
Okay. Now we can watch the HP.
Yeah. Well, so that's one thing. So I want to get the SPL lab set up.
Yeah.
Because it can, it puts everything AC and DC into the computer.
Yeah. That's one. I will say one thing that I've noticed using the LF, is that like it samples so fast that I find it really difficult to read when I'm doing those tests.
That's why I want to do the SPL labs.
Yeah. Well, and then also, do you have the LF? Is it wired like right at the amp?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
I have it.
okay,
It's
yeah. Yeah. For when I was first doing amp testing, I didn't realize how much drop there could be across cables. And so I was testing these amps like, yeah, it just barely makes rated power at 14.4, and then tested them later like actually at the amplifier, and it was making rated at like 13.2. Which, more power.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how many people with turn this on? Let me turn them all on. Because that was just 2 of the power supplies. That wasn't all of them.
Yeah.
So my goal is, I want to. I mean, I might already have like one of the most powerful like test benches that it isn't owned by a company.
Yeah.
Because like, there you go. We can hold that.
Honestly, yours might be stronger than ours, because ours is 100 amp hours of C-Max and about 220 amps coming from the power supplies.
So below 14.4, I have up to like 390 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I could hold that until the batteries get not battered. I can smell the resistors because they're fucking burning up down there.
Oh yeah, no, I've cooked some resistors before for sure.
And we're gonna get rid of phone cam, and we're gonna make us even. There we go.
The fun thing is that because we repair a bunch of amps, including a bunch of vintage stuff, and those old amps will get really cranky if they see anything above 14.8. Of course, it's C-Max, so I typically keep it at 15.2. So I'll use our load resistors, just plug them into the
but they'll get nice and hot.
ohm. Yeah. Oh yeah, they've. I think I've seen them get up to like 250 degrees Fahrenheit.
Let's see what mine are at. Hold on, I can get my low.
Yeah.
My buddy has an actual FLIR camera that I was playing around with. I was like, bro, like you need to bring the thing over here.
Yeah.
He brought over this absolute unit of a Fluke O-scope, though. It's sitting back there.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on, turn on. All right, these are 170, 176.
No, damn, that is hot.
Yeah, they're hot. I mean, I was pumping 5K into them, and it's 5 1,000 watt 5 ohm resistors.
Yeah,
so they're in parallel. So I mean, it's all 5,000, but it's right at the limit.
Yeah.
So it looks like I got the passenger side of this mount figured out.
Nice.
I dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Sweet.
Like Metra. I mean, I guess it's a fitment thing, probably. Like I don't know why they haven't done this yet. So that's it's an OEM screw mount, and there's an OEM screw that goes right there. So that would be another mount, and then this is just dense. I guess it's a cost thing.
Yeah. Well, and how many people do you know that are doing over 160 in their car?
And so I was on the phone with Sean from Metra, and I was telling him about it. I said, I've been on all the sides of the industry. I've been in retail. Like, I get it. Bass heads are a very small percent of the market. But to me, if I sold 500 of these, I'd be in a bind. Like, it'd be tough to make all that. Metro sells only 500 of a dash kit. They're never making that dash kit again.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because all their stuff is injection molded, and those injection molds are expensive.
Dude, come on. I have to leave the door open there.
Is that the goodest boy?
Yeah, Brandy was like, is Max in there with you? I was like, no. He was just laying by the door.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't think it was you watched the whole thing, so I don't think there was a misunderstanding or
nah.
I don't know.
The ZVL, like, the actual hardware is pretty darn simple. It's basically just a bunch of op amps.
The instructions, I think, are what make it so good.
Yeah, the instructions and the fact that it's a line driver that's specifically designed to be used in these big bass systems. Steve, yes, we've got multiple on the way. I cannot wait for them to arrive. Like that, there's one specifically that I am more excited about than anything else. That
I bet they'll be pretty good
the last year. Oh man, they're so good. I can't wait for them to arrive.
What up, Lambert Lee from Arizona? I was supposed to be out in Arizona last weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't go. It was max training number 3 or 4. I don't know, 3 or 4. And I was supposed to go. I didn't go.
Yeah.
And I skipped finals.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Where was SQ finals?
Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, but SQ, they still do unified, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, dude? So I guess while I have all this set up, is there anything you want to see measured, anybody? I have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Hell, I've even got in preparation for this, on Monday I did a quick audio precision report of the ZVL. And I got that pulled up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see it.
Okay.
The Profits are, I don't have any to print currently. Of course, I haven't been promoting them. I've kind of pulled back a little bit because the demand to get this finished, this heavy duty dash kit, has been greater than I anticipated. Like, not that, like, people want it, but they want it bad enough where, like, I'm getting tagged in posts. Like, people are making dedicated posts about it.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, and this was just a quick little test based on some of the things people are talking about. So first off, I sent it a 1 volt signal, and this is in pass-through mode. Channel 1 was 0.990 volts RMS. Channel 2 was 0.989, which, that's the same.
That's so that's so much more accurate. Like, you couldn't match 2 channels of a 4-channel amp. You couldn't match like that. You couldn't match 2 channels of a 2-channel amp with 1 gain.
Oh God, no! I've tried. It doesn't work. THD at that 1% is in the absolute dirt, less than 0.001%.
That's another thing that kind of irritates me about some of these products in car audio. They are so worried about THD.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever measured the THD of a speaker?
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh yeah. Hell, Xmax is rated at 20% THD.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's just THD
up,
from one source, even.
Not multiple.
Yeah, Yeah, no, the THD of a speaker is really high once you
It
start.
may not be that bad to do. I
excursion.
think we could measure that pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
I can, because Max can measure it.
Yeah.
And I already have a 12 in a box.
Yeah. You do? Yeah, this here's the frequency response, and this is way zoomed in because it's all matched to 1 kilohertz and then 0.5 dB steps and just flat.
When US
Signal
talks
to
about
noise.
slew rating, look, they can talk about third place all they want, big dog. Class AB's the best. Man, them JL Class E's, though.
Yeah, signal to noise is... and this is actually a little bit lower because the audio precision can only generate 8 volts while the ZVL can go up to about 11. So actual full output signal to noise is closer to like 130 dB.
Damn.
Which is just stupid. And then like the best amp I've ever measured was like 110 full output. Crosstalk -70, -75. Most people don't. It's a line driver. Yeah. It's meant to replicate signal. This doesn't matter. Lastly, phase difference, negative 0.041 degrees of phase.
Man's had to say negative.
Yeah.
My phase is so in phase, it's negative phase.
Yeah. Yeah, but like less than 0.1 degrees phase difference. So, yeah.
You know, some of these companies, I swear to God, they send me these heavy ass speakers and just no Tylenol.
Yeah.
All right. Need a single mic.
Yeah, we also came out with the Neo ones at the same time, but I guess Jack hates your back.
Sorry. Jack has my back.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jack met 15, 16 years ago tomorrow, he said.
Yeah. Yeah, he was telling me about that.
I would have been 16. So it has to be 16 years ago. I guess maybe 17. But no, 16 or 15, because I was 16 years ago. So, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
All right. Plug this mic in. We're going to use a single microphone because it doesn't particularly matter.
But yeah, that was my quick little audio precision report on it.
Crazy people. People talk shit like, dude, he's not an SQ company. Why are they doing SQ things?
Yeah.
And your SQ company isn't.
Dude, the SS4500, that's one that I want to get measurements published on. The SS4500 is a ridiculously clean amplifier.
Yeah, that's what Patrick has, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I've got the audio precision data on that too.
Let's see. Oh, I mean, I've seen it, but let's see.
Yeah, here we go. Let's do the bridged 8-ohm. This is a more complete report, but yeah, bridged 8-ohm, so cut the numbers in half and you get 4-ohm. So rated 75 watts per channel, and at 0.76 and 0.96% respectively, it did 168, 173, which is like 100. Yeah, it's like 10, 12 watts more per channel than rated. Frequency response is really nice here. It's got a little bit of a drop off at 20 kilohertz. That's expected for a Class D amp. Yeah, 1 dB of deviation, which isn't too bad. The main thing is here, over 100 dB signal to noise ratio, which for those who don't know, that is quiet. That's enough that like you hook it up to a bullet tweeter and you have to put it up to your ear in order to hear the noise floor.
Which is
insane. Yeah, crosstalk is -70. That surprised me the most.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Damn it, I've been just talking. Okay, let's go back up. Yeah, so just right under 1% THD, 169, 173 watts, bridged at 8 ohms, so cut that number in half for the 4 ohm power. All channels loaded. Frequency response, you can see a little drop off at 20K, expected for a Class D amplifier, just a dB of variation. You can get around that, but it costs more money, and this is a relatively inexpensive amplifier.
Yeah.
Signal to noise, big one. Again, over 100 dB. Signal to noise. Crosstalk is -70, which is ridiculous for a mini amp. Because I mean that thing's tiny, and the best way to get rid of crosstalk is to just put everything further apart. So that's honestly what surprised me the most. And then here's where we get to the really cool stuff, the THD. Less than 0.01%.
In the dirt.
Yeah. Which, honestly, anything less than 0.1%, like, you're just showing off at that point.
Yeah, it's not anything that actually...
Yeah. But, yeah, just negligible distortion, no noise, no crosstalk, really good frequency response, just very solid little amp.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, we're going. I'll make it green so all the colors match.
And that's the cheapest 4-channel amp we even sell.
So Patrick, we haven't turned the gains up. We haven't really set it. We got it all in. He's been doing very busy the plants the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
So he just has it turned up a little bit. And number one, all the noise is gone out of the system from the date and whatever else is causing it. Dead silent.
Yeah.
And we rode in the other day to go somewhere. I was like, man, this thing just sounds nice. I was like, damn, bro, these little old amps.
Yeah. I will say that the SS4500 gets really hot, as any good SQ amp should.
Yeah. Share screen.
The main thing is that it's using an integrated circuit that draws a good amount of idle current, but as far as actual efficiency, it's really solid. And then
that's kind of hard to see,
heat
so I
sink is
made
massive. Yeah.
I can change the color one, but I don't want to. You can see the THD there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done this in a while, so this might give me a second.
Yeah.
Make sure this is signal routed properly.
Yeah. I'd probably recommend 100 hertz or so, because THD goes way up below FS.
Make sure I'm routing signal. GH, is there H. Oh, I'm probably not plugged into the right setup.
Yeah.
Let me correct that. This box it was sold A-Trend. We got it from A-Trend, and it had two holes cut in it for the terminal. So it's got two terminals and only one of them hooked up.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed. I guess wrong.
We sell a loaded enclosure for our slim subs, not the ones that you've played around with, but our others. And Jessa had me throw one of those in his BMW to test. And the first time, I didn't realize that it had the dual terminal cup. I didn't realize one coil was hooked up to each terminal. So I only hooked up one. He was like,
weird.
man, it's really not all that impressive.
He's like, it is when you hook it up, right?
Yeah.
You said, pardon me? Let's try this. On there, bitch. But the problem is,
Have you tried getting good?
damn, I didn't actually.
Is,
Shit, I should.
Is the amplifier turned on?
Yep.
Okay. I make
half
that
the battle.
mistake all the time.
I wish I just didn't shove the RCA in far enough.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that too.
No, it says it's getting second.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Didn't blow the speaker already, did you?
No, I know. I've only had on like 100, like 75 watts.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. I know what it is. Ah, it helps if you send signal to those channels.
Yeah, it would.
I was using the MBI as a DSP earlier, so
Ah.
I was bypassing the speaker. There we go. Ah, bet it makes noise now. Maybe. Probably. Made noise.
Nice.
All right, so you said 100 hertz? I was thinking like 500.
Yeah, that works. I'm
I
sure
will
that's
mute
real
the microphone
pleasant.
though, so y'all don't got to hear it.
Yeah.
Microphone. Ah, shit. Tear it up. As I turn it up, you'll see this red right here. You'll see the DB SPL go up, and in the red, you'll see THD. So.
Yep.
That is very loud.
I bet that must have been awful.
I got headphones on. It wasn't too bad. It was loud though.
Yeah.
Like the whole neighborhood heard that.
Yeah.
What's Matt?
Yeah, 100 dB SPL is a full range is nothing to play around with.
You can. I don't need to undock panels, Matt. This is just too little. I was talking about this is a little, and I haven't fixed it, and it's red. It's kind of hard to see. But so
But
one
yeah, I
thing
mean-
that allows us to do. So that little program I just showed you. Obviously, we just measured THD of that.
Yeah, the
What it also
MW812.
Is this? Y'all just have to suck up and listen for a second. Oh, I'll turn it way down. I'll do 200.
Yeah, that'll be more listenable.
All right.
Yeah, so the speaker is
see it,
producing
okay.
1% THD.
Oh wait, hold on. 1 second. I have to make a couple adjustments, but we can measure efficiency directly, basically.
Yeah.
dB SPL over voltage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you pull TS parameters on these high efficiency speakers, it doesn't give you close to the right number.
Well, and then that allows us to compare, right? Like to other speakers. Like how efficient is the speaker? We see what the manufacturer says, but I'm gonna be honest, they're probably lying.
Yeah.
So here, this will work. And I can just feed this.
Well, I mean that's where one trick that a lot of companies will do is they'll look at the whole frequency response and they'll go, oh, this one spot is 105 dB efficient.
That's
at
our
like 10
efficiency.
kilohertz. That's the number.
Like, you dusty bitches. I don't know where things are. I haven't messed with the test bench in a long time. Oh, I undocked all the panels earlier. Matt's like, you wasted clips. You could have done it with one clip. Nerd. What a nerd, bruh. What a nerd.
Yeah. It's almost like he's paid to know about this stuff.
I swear, dude. But like, golly, is he though? Like, really? I mean, a little bit. I can't believe there's still 35 people watching these shenanigans.
Yeah.
So what I was talking to Jack about earlier, I'm gonna use this 12, a DDA series 6.5, and a tweeter, and I'm gonna make a 3-way stub ball.
We sent you that VOM 206, right?
What's that?
The little ferrite 6.5 inch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can use that as a tweeter. I'm not lying. The treble on it sounds really nice when you use it as a full range driver.
Unacceptable.
Just play the 12 up to 1.5K, crossover the 6.5 at 1.5.
Hell yeah. I was like, why is this not going to work like I want it to?
I mean, it's only got a. It doesn't have any like big nasty. What's the name of cone breakup? Doesn't have any like big nasty breakup modes through the response, and the inductance on that is so low that I think it's only got like a 3 dB loss from inductance by 20 kilohertz.
So there's something wrong with the Windows version of this because this isn't a very publicly available thing. So it won't stay clicked down for some reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, 100 and
Jesus. 107 dBSPL per volt.
Yep, no, it's fine.
That's a couple.
Something else. Oh, you said it was 107?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
How about this?
Yeah.
An A series 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Get rid of this big ass box. Actually, that was not a fair thing. Hold on. The microphone is not even aiming at the fucking speaker. Like, not even close.
I'm gonna grab water real quick.
All right. I'm gonna remeasure this and I'll tell you what it said. $110. So for every volt in, 110. No. Whatever it is. 110 dB per watt. Whatever. Sufficient. Get rid of this ginormous. This thing is like 30 pounds, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's a mid-range 12. That was unnecessary. All right. So, I've said a lot. No, so it's 110.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's measuring per volt, so even then that 12 is a 2 ohm, right? While the 6.5 is 4 ohm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that shouldn't matter because it's measuring voltage, not.
Yeah. Well, but with the same voltage, the 2 ohm would be getting more power.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what it says. And it's gonna be off anyway because I'm not exactly ensuring.
Yeah,
matching
this isn't
conditions.
exactly an anechoic chamber that you're in.
No, hell, it's barely a chamber.
I can say because I've got some that way, like way in the background, you can see some 3-way monitors that I made way back.
Yeah,
and those, God, I always hate cameras, but those, it's just an A series 3-way set. It's got the ceramic dome tweeters.
So good.
Oh yeah, but and that, because it's in a way too big ported box for the 6.5. Because it's not meant to play down to 40 hertz, but I made it.
Yep.
And those two 6.5s will shake the walls with no issues. And of course, the A series just sounds beautiful. Yeah, 107, 108.
It's a little bit closer, and it's also but
that's also 5 or 4% THD, so you're stressing out the speaker a bit more.
I mean, it's like barely moving. Really.
Yeah.
Yep. So whenever I finally put all this back together, we'll be able to. So I used to do the speaker comparisons. We could do that and show. It won't even be a question. Which one is louder for the power?
Mm-hmm.
Here's your answer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of manufacturers rate things very,
Yeah. I mean, the easiest trick is to just rate by 2.83 volts.
Yep. But I'm gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
Truck's almost back together. Everything else is done around here, thankfully.
Nice.
Wagon's done. Everything, it's all done.
Yeah.
Everything that I said I would do over the last 2 years, because I get excited and I say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I've driven myself into the ground and done it. But now I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Eventually. Well, I mean, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Playing around with speakers, I think, is the most fun part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to I had to very much force myself to stay at my desk most of the time and work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I just want to play with speakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the nice thing about what I do.
Talking to myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is the nice thing about what I do. Whenever we get new exciting prototypes, I'm the first one to get to play around with it. Besides media taking pictures and stuff, but I get to actually listen to it before anyone else.
Can't complain about that. But man, I think I'm gonna hop off here, clean this up a little bit. See what Brandy's doing. If she will be awake a while, I might go watch some TV with her, hang out, eat some dinner. Then I'm gonna come finish this 8-pillar tonight because the truck's got to be back on the road for Friday.
Yeah,
we got we have an event happening in Baton Rouge that we're gonna be setting up a positive post booth at. It's a big pet dog event. Brandy got a booth, so we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be we're gonna set up one of the big tents, one of the big show tents. We're gonna it's at night and it's a Halloween thing, so we're gonna have I've been printing little 3D glow in the dark ghosts and dog ghosts and whatnot.
Yeah,
so it'll be a good time.
Sweet.
Yep. Well, sir, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we have not heard the end of the ZVL, but hopefully people
Never
watch
ending.
it and understand that I never said it didn't work. I said it doesn't work like that, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not magic.
How about the guy who one of the biggest companies in the world says this guy knows how to measure shit. This guy knows what he's doing. How about you? Have a little faith, a little trust.
Yeah. Well,
If
that's
I'm wrong,
also
I'm
where
wrong.
you reached out to us to ask.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, I thought about it. I'm like, man, look, I could measure it. I could do all this. It won't matter, right? People just be like, oh, it doesn't matter. He's wrong. There's only so wrong you can be whenever the manufacturer says you're not. Whenever whenever other electrical engineers are like, nope, that's right, you got it.
Mhm.
Which I've always wanted to kind of do something like that, just to debunk, a lot because there's a lot of very weird myths in car
Mhm.
audio.
Yeah.
This will just be the first one.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and again, that's where, like, I'm not sure how well y'all can see that, but that SK,
hold on a
that's
second.
the-
Give me one second. I'll get rid of this stuff. There you go.
yeah, that's the engineer's logo, and
Yeah.
he's the guy that signed off on that report that you wrote up.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult for me to word things sometimes because,
Mhm.
like I mentioned, I don't have any higher education like that. Nothing like that. But I started feeling a whole lot better about that, not having that higher education. And whenever I found out that the guy who designed Max also does not have any higher education,
Mhm.
I was like, got it.
Yeah.
But no, I think because I think a lot of manufacturers don't address like misinformation like that or stuff like that because most don't even know it's occurring, right?
Mhm.
And then
Yeah, like we really weren't all that aware of people setting their amps to slave mode
because
and
it
using
doesn't,
the ZVL. Yeah.
So companies just don't know about it, and then
Mhm.
people try to correct it, but everyone knows how the internet is. Whenever someone
Yeah.
tries to tell someone else they're wrong,
Mhm.
which I try very hard to be cognitive of that. Whenever someone tells me I'm wrong, like, all right, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, wait, am I?
Mhm.
And I just don't want to hear it, or is it them that's wrong?
Yeah.
So like I actively consider both,
Mhm.
just to make sure.
Yeah.
Turns out I got good.
Yeah.
I've always said sometimes dumb people know stuff. Everybody knows something you don't.
Mhm.
That's all. Everybody.
Yeah.
Except
Well, and also
Patrick Chandler. Well, actually, no. There's a lot he knows I don't know. Never mind. I don't know
there's
nothing
a
about
lot I
it.
don't want to know.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean that's I always say my favorite part about working at DD is that there's incredibly knowledgeable people there that I can just go and ask them questions
Yes.
if I want to.
That is that's actually something that I thought about. I think it was last year maybe. Went on a bunch of drives by myself, like to and from Kicker, just all around. And that was something I thought about during one of them. I'm like, I had like how fortunate I am to have access to all these super intelligent people, all these great companies, to have just direct access. I'm like, and that's when I really started doubling down on learning more. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna squander this gift.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
not
actually
doing anything with it.
Earlier today. I'm really proud of myself for this because I talk to Steve very often, and we tend to have kind of rambling discussions.
Yeah.
But today he gave me kind of a pop quiz about something he had talked about a while ago.
And you got it?
Yeah, specifically about the TL072 op amp, which is what the ZVL uses.
Yeah.
And basically everybody else. It's been the industry standard for almost half a century. because it's just that good.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense. And you passed the quiz?
I passed the pop quiz, yeah.
Good. Hey, Drew, thoughts on the Dayton DSP-408? I like the Dayton. So I like it. Works fine. The problem is they're just noisy. That's
Yeah,
is what
it is
It's
and
unfortunate.
DSP.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But
I'll never not recommend it
but it
because
you can get rid of
it's
it.
better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, and you can get rid of the noise.
Yeah,
If
for
with enough
blood,
effort.
sweat, and tears.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I would save up the money and just Down for Sound DSP, the 8-channel one. It's like $299, I think, and it's way more powerful. You're not gonna have the noise. It's got Bluetooth. Well, I guess the Dayton does too. But
Yeah, the Dayton does. The Dayton, yeah, you have to buy the Bluetooth separate. That's the other thing about the Dayton. There's a whole bunch of like extra things that you need to buy with it.
Yeah.
Or you can buy with it.
Well, that's gonna be how the Down for Sounds is. It seems like
Oh, okay.
they're gonna like offer a knob separate, and so. Well, sir, I'm gonna hop off, get all this taken
Alrighty.
care of, and then I'm sure I'll be in your DMs whispering some sweet nothings.
Alrighty.
All right, dude. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, good talking
okay.
to you too.
We will talk, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
everybody, go fix your. Damn. This man say sponsored by Second Skin. He wishes. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Everybody who's here now, you no longer have engine noise. Yours is fixed. Congratulations. Go spend time with your favorite person or thing.
You have been blessed by
that makes
Drew.
you happy. Whoa. 363, brother. Hell yeah. Oh, that software made me hate myself, but I love that thing. Dual inputs for amps and the 363. Dual inputs if the amps, like power inputs, are like if it's a big ass amp and it's only got one input.
Yeah. Or
yeah, I mean, do
two on like an 8K really isn't enough.
Yeah. Or
honestly, in
don't
my
buy
opinion,
an 8K with single inputs.
Well, definitely not.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like a single input really taps out around 3K or even a little bit less.
Because even the Warhorse has 2.
Yeah.
And it's rated 3,600, but
I mean, we both know it makes more than 3,600.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, it's fucking heavy too.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, let me pick it up. There we go. Okay. Oh, I finally got a little stocking order of these bad boys.
Oh, cool. The brutal sounds.
Yep. Yeah. Joey's only like 30 minutes away, so I'm gonna stock these, and then I'm gonna sell these just with the little rings. I'm gonna work on like so these are individual. I'm gonna work on a little 3D printed thing where you can put them in a little box and then just drill 2 holes in it. Now you have a little box shaped terminal thing, right? With a cap over it or something. Yeah, just little accessories. So, yep. And then I keep saying I'm gonna go, but
yeah. Keep saying you're gonna go and then find something else you want to talk about.
Anybody with a GMT 800 and work on the site. The site is that's gonna be this weekend thing, I think, for sure. So I'm transferring my site from Shopify to BigCommerce and gonna build a new site. So, and it's gonna be fun. But I'd be struggling with time mostly, I suppose. But anyway, people with GMT 800s, heavy duty dash kit coming. Heavy duty dash kit coming that can also be ordered as not a dash kit. So like the whole point of this is I will have the base file. Now I know how big it is. I can put anything in it. At that point, I put anything in that opening. Anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Buttons, gauges, any of it. Just it'll be in the radio spot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, you could fit 3 of the like half-ton EQs in there.
Ooh, put 3 of them Clarions in there, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not ready for that. Get out of there. All right, everybody, I'm out. Blake's out.
Later.
Okay, bye.